Money Hunt is made possible by Fast Company magazine. Fast Company, Handbook of the Business Revolution. And by Yahoo. Do you Yahoo? Yahoo. Money Hunt is also brought to you by MasterCard's Business Card, a small business resource for controlling costs. The word of the day is warrant. Stay tuned for the answer to the word of the day from MasterCard.
Welcome to Money Hunt. I'm Miles Spencer. Starting and building a business is just about everyone's dream these days. But that dream often becomes a nightmare when entrepreneurs go out and try to raise capital. If you're an entrepreneur, you'll learn how difficult it is to raise money, especially from professional investors. Cliff Ennico and I have been helping America's best new entrepreneurs do just that for the last 10 years. Now, we do it on TV. We call it Money Hunt.
What you're about to see is the type of meeting you'll have when you talk money with professional investors. Here's how the show works. Entrepreneurs from around the country send us their business plans, and we pick some of the most interesting, fast-growing businesses to appear on the show and defend their plan. Believe me, we've done our homework. As you watch the show, please keep in mind that this is just TV land. No money is actually being raised on Money Hunt. Nobody's offering their securities to you folks at home. And just because we have somebody as a guest on the show, it doesn't mean that they're a good investment or that you would be successful in a similar business.
Okay, hard enough. But to raise the stakes, Cliff and I bring in someone who knows more about their industry than just about anyone else around, the Money Hunt Mentor. This show, it's Debbie Fields, founder of Mrs. Fields Cookie, a dessert empire of 600-plus company-owned and franchise stores in the U.S. and 9 other countries. Welcome to Money Hunt, Debbie.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we're ready to meet our first money hunter. His name is Stephen Nullo, president of Laguna Blenders.
Welcome to Money Hunt, Steve.
Thank you, Miles. Appreciate it.
From California, Laguna Blenders owns a chain of California juice bars, which is changing the eating habits of customers around the state of California. Stephen, yes, welcome to the Money Hunt.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Juice bars, a hot concept. Tell us how you got started.
Well, it was actually somewhat by accident. I was VP of marketing of a major fast food chain in Southern California. And there happened to be a juice bar right down the street from where our offices were that I used to frequent. And I used to see a lot of long lines coming out of them. So I did some investigating, found out that the particular one was doing about $1.5 million a year and 900 square feet of retail space, which is not a bad return. And one thing I did notice also is that while the product was quite good, there really wasn't a concept, I believe. So I thought, well, if you could take what they're selling, what the product they're selling, to put a concept around it, that it would really have a major opportunity, so that's what we did.
Now, you brought some video which shows, I guess, one of your stores. Why don't you talk over that while we roll it, and we can understand a little bit more about what you do.
In addition to our smoothie business, which is the primary one, we also have a wide selection of vegetable juices, and which we make very fresh every day. This is the exterior of a couple of our stores. The one thing that makes Blenders different from most of the competition is that we divide our menu into 4 categories based really on consumer need and customer time of day. We have breakfast blenders, which are designed for the early morning crowd. It really is the perfect breakfast, commuter breakfast. We also have body blenders, which are meal substitutes and perfect for lunch. We also, as you see here, have a kind of a mini health food store wrapped around each of our Blenders locations, which gives us a nice healthy halo and provides something that no one else does.
Critical element. I mean, I've had your product, and I've actually been to yours and other competitor stores in California, and because it's a one-off business and made-to-order business, you end up walking around the store for 30, 60, 90 seconds.
Correct.
Being drawn to other literature, other information about juicing supplements, etc. Right. Breakfast to go is a big category, but I think nutrition to go is one that's growing dramatically. It's also one of your problems because it's a one-off business. You don't have a product that's take-home. No one, I would see, is buying 6 or 8 extra glasses of juice to bring home. They're going to buy one and consume it.
Right. Actually, and that's true, and all of our products are in fact made to order. That's the good part of the business as far as the consumer is concerned, because everything is made fresh right there in front of them. The bad part of the business is, in fact, you can't keep it as say a grocery product could be. But what's great about this is what we are serving are liquid meals. We are serving alternatives to how people eat, which is also why people come and visit us 3, 4, 5 times a week. It's the first business that I've ever seen that doesn't follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of our business doesn't come from 20% of our customers. All of our customers are heavy users, so they come back every day.
Steve, how many stores do you have up and running right now?
We have 2 company-owned stores up and running, as well as 1 franchise store. Now,
franchising is obviously the key to this down the road. Restaurant franchises, in my opinion, are as much real estate businesses as they are food service businesses. How do you pick sites? What's your selection strategy?
Our selection strategy in this business is somewhat different. While most retail site criteria is based so much on drive-by traffic or walk-by traffic, what's critical in this business is to have easy access to your key target markets, which in our case are 24-year-old male or female office worker, or potentially a college university student. So we really have different criteria against which we select sites, and that is, as it's critical to any retail business, it's particularly critical to this.
But I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. Isn't this strictly a bi-coastal thing? Will Heartland America really buy into this concept?
I think it will, and the reason I do is, first of all, it's while the name of our company is Blenders California Juice Bar, and a lot of people think that, well, if it's from California, it's got to be a little bit weird. It's about the simplest thing you can possibly consume. We take all fresh ingredients, which people see, we put them into a blender and blend them up. When it comes out is a great tasting, really, truly good for you, have your cake and eat it too, if you will, from a nutritional standpoint.
But that's part of your problem, because in Michigan, in December, you're going to get a peach that is rock hard and not very good. So being on either one of the coasts, you're going to get some nice, fresh fruit to make your juices. But I would never make a peach, I would never make a shake in the Midwest without nice, fresh fruit.
Actually,
that's the whole of your business.
Actually, you can, because
in the winter.
But what you still use in the winter or the summer in any of these locations are what's called IQF fruits, which are instant quick freeze, which are fresh fruits, which are actually theoretically are actually more nutritionally sound than totally fresh fruits.
I have a question for you, Stephen.
Go ahead.
How do you have this product? What makes your product unique? I mean, what keeps you allowing the volume to increase, the customers returning, when somebody can open up one right down the street and take half your volume?
Right. The main thing, and that was a critical concern of ours before we got into this business, because when someone looks at it, it looks like a very simple business to get into. It is not very capital intensive, as most food service businesses are. And if someone walks in and says, well, gee, all it is some blenders and some fruits, and I can do this. What we made ours different, what we provide our customers versus all the other juice bars that are out there now, instead of just providing smoothies, we provide solutions. And what we do, we have our menu is broken out by customer need. If you're there at 6 o'clock in the morning, we have a category called breakfast blenders. And in this breakfast blender is not only ingredients that are very appropriate for breakfast and taste great for breakfast and will have all the nutritional value, but is an herbal blend which is proprietary, that only we have, that gives you an early morning pickup without the caffeine hit to it, as well as clear out the.
Are you going to make claims? Are you going to make claims as to what your
within
product will do?
Within the bounds of what we can do.
Debbie's raising a very good point. You've really got 2 markets here, don't you? You've got the serious juice heads, who really are into juicing, doing it at home, and want quick and easy convenience. But you've also got the mass market, which is really the old-fashioned smoothie market. Tastes great, and but then, by the way, maybe healthier for me than a chocolate frap. How are you going to be distinguishing between those 2 markets? Or are you?
And the key too in that is that this is true. If as you know, fat consciousness is an all-time high. Everyone knows that. But what most people don't know is that fat consumption is also an all-time high. It is very difficult to eat healthy, and no one has been able to truly provide a product that where you don't have to have the sacrifices, giving up convenience or taste or value. And what this is a new way to consume foods. People come to us and have this for breakfast every single day, because this is the first time they've been able to get something that truly tastes great, that truly is good for them, and that provides something that they can't even get themselves at home. And it's the mass market people. It's not the juice heads, as you say. It's the people who weren't really.
Let's move on to the management and money section.
All right.
Reading the plan, great team, a lot of folks from food franchise business. But only looking in the plan for a small amount of money to test out another concept store. I see you really needing to succeed at GBF, get big fast.
Right.
How much money are you looking for, and what are you going to use it for?
What we're looking for right now is $1 million, and that is to really take the learning that we have achieved in the last year and a half of a very new category, which doesn't have there aren't any books telling you how to do this business. We've learned quite a bit. We're going to take that learning, open up optimized 3 or 4 optimized units in optimized locations, also now knowing what the key criteria is for site selection, as well as being able to expand the management
That
team.
raises a little different from the plan. We'll take it into consideration in our partners meeting. Next, an old-fashioned pickup. We're talking Java brewed by the cup.
Be our guest. If you think you're ready for Money Hunt, we're ready for you. Send a one-page summary of your idea by emailing us at show@moneyhunter.com.
Welcome back to Money Hunt as we take a look at entrepreneurs in the food business. Okay, time for our second Money Hunter. His name is John Tapley, president of Timeless Creations.
Welcome to Money Hunt, John. Come on in. How are you?
Florida-based Timeless Creations has come up with a new way to brew your coffee.
Would you like one right
John,
now?
welcome to the Money Hunt. Tell us a little bit about how you got started. Where'd you get the idea for this new product?
I got the idea from the S&B Limited Partnership. They allowed me the opportunity to produce, manufacture, and distribute the product.
Let's talk about that. This is Stir and Brew, which owns all the rights to this product.
That's
is that
right. I have
and is that basically your management team that owns that?
It's not my team. It's a limited partnership. I'm associated with that limited partnership, and I have received an exclusive licensing agreement to produce it and to distribute
the product itself is probably best demonstrated with a tape that I believe you've brought. Why don't you talk over it while we roll?
Sure.
What are we looking at, John?
Stir and Brew there, it's a brewing device, as you can see there. This is a prototype. We will have more upgraded versions of that that's more aesthetically pleasing, but at the moment, as you can see, you just simply dip it in hot water, you stir it, and it makes a fresh brewed cup of coffee just that quick. 1 minute to 2 minutes, depending on how black you really
so
like
it's a coffee bag on a stick.
You could say it might be a coffee bag on a stick, but it's far from being a coffee bag on a stick. It has special devices associated with it that bring it away from being just a coffee bag on a stick.
Now, I have a question. What makes this product market differentiatable? I mean, I see it's unique in terms of how it looks, but who are you competing with? I mean, what's your competition? Who is out there doing something similar?
There are some chocolate spoons out there that's distributed to through via some of the bigger coffee concerns. It's not the same though. They use a coffee mixture. There's other imitations that are similar to it, but nothing
John,
is like it.
what about something like Folgers singles, for example? I mean, how does this really differ from instant coffee?
It differs from instant coffee because it's fresh ground coffee. Gourmet coffee is what we put in it. It's good coffee. It makes a quality cup of coffee every time you take one of these individual packages out and open them.
Now,
up.
the packages themselves, you use them once and you dispose of them. I had a question from the website. Daniel Kern writes, have you considered the amount of waste your product will generate compared to 1 filter per pot of coffee? Aren't you least bit concerned about the environment? How do you address that?
We can recycle the plastic. The plastic is fully recyclable. We have looked at that. And granted, there is a certain amount of waste associated with any product that you use that's a consumable, and this would be no different than so many other ones. Even the other coffee products that are out there do have a certain amount of waste.
Let me ask you a question. No, I think product's important, but in my own experience, customers and, who's your customer? I mean, is this a camper? Is this somebody who is, for the elderly where they have difficulty, using their hands? I mean, is there something that is going to be unique to a customer? I mean,
we visualize this product as first of all, we're not trying to compete with coffee as broad as it is. We feel that it has a special place in the marketplace, and that's for the person that may not take his first cup of coffee in the morning from the pot that's in the office, but at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, instead of creating another full pot of coffee, he'll take one out of his drawer and he'll have a fresh brewed cup of coffee.
Let's talk about the market and the competition. From your business plan, 400 million cups of coffee consumed a day. That had some impact. But there's so many alternatives out there. What's a differentiating factor for yours in the marketplace?
Convenience and quality.
Let's talk about the quality for a second. The
Sure.
coffee is in the spoon already, right?
That's
When I get it,
correct.
the coffee's already in there. Where's the coffee going to come from?
It'll be produced via our factory.
Now, do you have any partnering arrangements with any major brands that will allow your stir stick to be differentiated, or your brew stick to be differentiated from every other coffee brand that's out there in the market? Because if I look at one brand of coffee that I know has excellent taste and yours that has some convenience, but I'm suspicious about the taste, I'm picking brand one.
I can answer that in a couple different ways because we have a lot of latitude in being able to satisfy the palate. We can take the good brand A and run it through our factory and put it right in there and utilize their own coffee for our unit, our brewing device. We're not actually a coffee producing firm so much as we are a brewing device firm that utilizes coffee. Okay, so we're not really trying to do coffee, although we have the ability to import our own coffee beans and so
Who do you
forth.
see as your customer? Is it a coffee brand that you can market to? Is it a food service company? Is it to be sold at retail? It wasn't really clear in the plan who your marketing effort's going to be directed to at first.
We can market this product to anybody basically that drinks coffee. If you like one of the favorite brands out there, and we're able to contract with them, and it works, and our brewing device works well with that brand, it's a marriage. We simply import their beans, or they ship their beans to us. We run their beans through our factory. We put it in. We can put their emblem on it, their logo, their color, whatever it
If you do
takes.
that, John, aren't they
packaging.
going to want exclusive? Aren't they going to want you to be their exclusive product?
We have thought about that, and that's a possibility. Until that happens, I will not be in a position to really address that. However, what we do see is that the brewing device itself works wonderfully. It really does make a good cup of coffee. And with the different coffees that are out there, it will make different types of coffee, one way or another.
John, I have
Yeah.
one question.
Sure.
Well, two. Is it all natural?
Yes,
Okay, so it's pure. It's pure, real coffee.
exactly. It's
Okay,
fresh
so it's
grind.
not processed. There's no additives added.
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
so there's no chemical process that does anything to the product. And when you say good, I mean, quality to me, it's either great or it's not good enough. I mean, define good. Is it a great cup of coffee, John?
It's a great cup of coffee. It's
Okay.
a cup of coffee where we have people calling our office and saying, when are you getting on the market?
Let's move on
That's
to the
the truth.
management and money section. I noticed the management team actually had a nuclear power background, and so I guess that covers hot water. Who knows anything about coffee?
I have a group of consultants that are just gung-ho with wanting to assist me and work with me that have been in the industry well over 20 years. They're extremely good. They own their own companies.
John, probably more importantly, who knows the marketplace? Who's going to be out there and really beating the bushes to get you into whatever, the gift shops, the grocery stores, whatever?
And that's a good, the gift shops is a good area. I have an individual that owns his own coffee company in California, and he's networked out as we speak, and he feels that I won't be able to provide him with enough units based on what my projections are for the first
How much
4
money
months.
are you looking for, and what are you going to use it for?
We need, the business plan calls for about 1.8 million. We need about 1.5 to 1.8, and that's doing it the right way. That's being able to go right into production. That's able to get the facility, get the staffing that we require to properly function and operate with the facility, the necessary infrastructure of the company, and we feel that no more than 8 months into operation we'll be very profitable, very, very profitable.
But right now, you're sort of focused on putting the product together, it sounds like, and one of your biggest challenges is going to be getting coffee. You say you have somebody in the management team who has a coffee background, but looking at the plan, it sounds like his is more on the importing side. Who's going to be doing the ground roast?
We will grind the coffee beans that come in, and we can contract out through other factories, and there's lots of factories out there, lots of coffee producing plants out there.
Last question,
Yeah.
date for freshness?
We haven't given that a whole lot of thought, but yes, we're going to nitrogen pack them, and they should be good for quite some
Important
time.
element for a coffee drinker when it's ground to when it's brewed. Coming up next, the partners meeting, where Money Hunt crew evaluates the ideas we've seen on this show.
Money Hunt wants to hear from you. Email us with ideas and comments on the show at loop@moneyhunter.com.
Welcome back to Money Hunt. Our entrepreneurs are done with their pitches, and it's time to see if they've got what it takes to make it in the real world. Our first Money Hunter was Stephen Nallo of Laguna Blenders. Debbie, based on Stephen's business plan and his pitch, is he ready to go out and raise money in the real world?
I think he's ready to raise money, but I think that there's a couple of things he needs to think about. First and foremost is he's got a product that's very good, but what will make it market differentiatable? And that specifically means, how is his juice bar going to be different than Mrs. Paul's down the street or Sarah's? And more importantly, how does he leverage his business so that today he can grow rapidly, but that he can sell to people who want fresh juice as opposed to just selling it fresh to the consumer? Because what might happen is somebody who's selling hot dogs might want to add juice, and hence clouding the market.
Confuse the market, exactly. Cliff, your thoughts?
This is going to be, without a doubt, the next big fast food concept right now, and he's right now riding the crest of the wave. My concern for him, frankly, is that he's got about a 6-month to a year window before some of the major fast food chains start looking at this category and start coming up with products of their own. So he really needs to ramp up quickly.
You made the comment about serious juice heads, and speaking for them, I had the product, and it was wonderful, but then again, how do you differentiate if there are other folks out there that are clouding the market? Another thing, he brought up my comment about the Midwest and how do you get fresh fruit there and good juice. Yeah. IQF, you seem to buy on. I didn't. Jay the Juice Man Kordich, the 900-year-old man who drinks juice every day, preaches once you cut a fruit, it begins to die, and that all the nutrients go away.
I agree with your point that he's going to have to regionalize his product line somewhat as he expands beyond the West Coast.
Changing the business plan, looking for $250,000 originally. He came on the show and is looking for $1 million, which I liked actually. I thought he had to raise money. More money, not just to have a concept, but GBF, get big fast.
Absolutely, and the legal cost of starting up a franchise operation are $200,000 right there. So he's really got to ramp up quickly and establish his name as the next big thing.
But I'm concerned about his ability to last. I mean, entrepreneurs, I love them, but you got to last. You can't go in just for a bump. You got to go in for the long term. And so the question still is, great product, but what makes it market differentiatable? I think he has to focus on what he's going to be putting in the drink that makes it nutritious, that makes it healthy and beneficial.
And also delivering that message to the customers, because they're the ones that really have to understand it.
And seriously, all kidding aside, focusing on exactly who his customers are it the serious juice aficionados, or is it the mass market who would go for a Slurpee or something like that?
Needs a little bit of tune-up before he goes out to raise money. Let's go on to our second entrepreneur from Timeless Creations, John Tapley. Debbie, you read the plan and you heard John's pitch. Is he ready to raise money in the real world?
I think that for John, the biggest challenge is he's bringing in new technology, coffee on a stick, so to speak. But the problem is we are now educated today that the importance of having the right coffee and the emphasis on everything being fresh and brewed in front of you. So he's going in the face of and communicating to the customer that you can have successful coffee on a stick. I think he's got to educate the consumer. I think he has to be very specific in terms of his market. I think it might be he needs to identify who his customers are. Is it campers? And then market to them and be successful and focus only on that.
Quality and convenience, those rang true. What do you think?
Convenience sells, and there's just no question about it. But I think he's got to focus. In a way, he's kind of darned if he does and darned if he doesn't. If he hooks up with a major blend and affiliates himself with their blend, they're going to ask him for an exclusive. And if he does his own coffee, I'm going to have the same kind of quality questions that I think Deb had. Is this really good coffee I'm getting?
Also, betwixt and between, who's his customers? Is it food service? Is it retail?
He really needs to think seriously about that, and he absolutely has got to bring on a drop-dead marketing person to hit those markets.
I'd agree. So some tuning up of his plan is in order as well. Let's see how our money hunters take the news.
Steve, what is your response to the partners meeting?
Well, I appreciate the partners' critique as well as their encouragement. I think they've hit upon two key points that are critical for us. One is getting big fast, which we hope to do in the very near future. And secondly is our devotion to product differentiation, which is going to be critical to as how we go forward.
And John, what is your response?
We realize that we can't please everyone. The coffee market is so large, but we do have the product and we do have the ability to identify the largest majority of those people that like a certain flavor. And with that, we will please them.
So you think this is easy, getting in front of investor types and talking about your business before a national TV audience? It's not.
Growing a business has never been easy, but the payoff, if you succeed, is like nothing else on earth. If you've got a good idea, learn the secrets, and have a fire in the belly, you've got what it takes to make it on Money Hunt.
Learn how to succeed at Money Hunt. For a transcript or video cassette of this Money Hunt show, call 1-800-925-0745. Money Hunt is made possible by Fast Company magazine. Fast Company, Handbook of the Business Revolution. And by Yahoo. Do you Yahoo? Yahoo. Money Hunt is also brought to you by MasterCard's Business Card. Warrant, option to buy shares before a specified date. This word of the day brought to you by MasterCard.